Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we've got a little review of a little bottle of hopefully a big bourbon. All right, Ben, let's bring it on in.
All right, we've got this tiny little BAM bottle of a Fistful of Bourbon. So I don't know a damn thing about this other than it's supposed to be a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys aged a minimum of 2 years. And I think it's a blend of like 5 different bourbons, if I recall. Wow. Hence the Fistful of bourbon. It literally is a fistful. The mini bottle kind of works for that. And it says...
Is it from Tennessee or is it from Kentucky or maybe Indiana?
It could be all 3 because there's 5 of them. Could be Texas in here too. I certainly hope not. Bottled by William Grant and Sons, Edison, New Jersey.
Of course.
All right, so let's give this a shot. I've never had this before.
I've never even heard of this before.
I see this out there quite often. I've always been a little curious about it, but call me an age statement snob, but 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years is, I'll leave the remainder for you for your, just in case.
Yeah, just in case I really need more.
That's right.
Interesting to compare this to a couple other bourbons and then blend a 5 bourbon blend with other ones, you know? It would be like
we could take a homework assignment and see if we could do a better blend than them.
We could. Well, so far on the nose, I don't think it would take much. I'm just not getting anything hardly.
I'm actually getting like hazelnut. It's sweet.
I can see that. It's got a sweetness. I don't know what's the proof on this bad boy. It's 90 proof, so it's not just the basic 80. But it certainly has the nose of an 80 proof bourbon.
It's kind of fading. All right, I'm going for it.
Cheers.
So it's got some really nice aggressive upfront flavors that are nice, but it is just being crushed by that youthful corn that it needed to spend some quality time in the barrel, and it didn't happen. It
reminds me a little bit of how that Ancient Age 10 Star, being at 90 proof, but a young, it's that same sort of thing where it's like it's kind of being held back by the youth of it.
Yep. So it's like it's on its way to being several different good bourbons, but they're just it's not old enough.
Super light.
Yeah, super light. And it does have some really nice flavors.
Aged a minimum of 2 years. Maybe one of these was older than that. You know, who knows what the blend is, but it's certainly whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's probably not terribly old bourbon in this.
Right.
But I'm guessing that, this is probably all of them are 2 years in one day or something similar.
I mean, whatever.
There could be a 3
at least one
4,
is yeah. And there is some actual barrel spice. There's like a peppery note. There is kind of a nice sweetness. There's nothing really, this isn't appalling. Like there's nothing offensive about it. Exactly. It's just, there's something, and I don't know how to describe it other than there's this corn flavor that just, it's not aged enough. It just, we call it youthful and we see it fairly often.
Tastes a little green.
A little green,
grassy.
Little yellow.
Yeah.
And, but it's not super offensive.
No, I can tell you when there's that nice corn sweetness that really shows through, I actually like that.
Yeah.
On some of the more youthful bourbons, you get more of that musty, grassy, and I don't like that quite so much. But when you can really get the corn sweetness, as far as the grain note coming through, I find that kind of pleasant. This has that. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy a bottle of this.
This is not the worst thing I've had in the past 2 months. The past 2 weeks.
And I don't think this is terribly expensive either. So it's not like it's an expensive craft. Yeah.
I mean,
so it's probably in the $20.
Maybe they're doing the Texas thing of, well, our whiskey sucks, so we'll just quadruple the price. We'll let it go. If
We
you don't,
apologize to our Texas.
hey, it's
viewers.
okay.
We're here to give our honest opinion.
I was born in Texas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so
So
you've got
I'm-
some clout.
no,
No, he
I'm
said it. So.
Totally authorized to make fun of Texas.
There's something about this, so I don't mind continuing to sip on
That's
it.
what I'm saying. It's got some good flavors.
Sometimes I struggle to finish even the small
Yep.
review pour. And this one, I'm really not. There is something kind of endearing about that, like I said, that corn note that I kind of like. But overall, I'm not going to rush out to buy a bottle of this. I mean,
At $20, there's some better choices, but maybe it's someday they come out with a cast strength one at 94 proof,
Yeah.
or whatever,
Sure.
or 2 fistful of bourbon.
there you go. A double fists full of bourbon, and that'll be the cast strength one. That would
Well,
I'd be
double
interested.
oaked at 4 years.
Yeah, there you go. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would recommend buying a bottle of this.
It's not the worst thing ever.
But if somebody gives you this bottle or
totally.
whatever, you can.
Yeah, don't punch him in the face. Mm-hmm. Which is
It is
honestly
a fistful of bourbon. So I mean,
yeah.
you could use that in a cocktail just fine.
It's fine.
The same way you could use a Jim Beam White Label or a Jack
Totally.
Daniels or something like that. So,
Yep.
I wouldn't rush out to pay $30 for it or anything, but
No.
not offensive. I've had worse. So that's as far as I can go on
I
this
would say
one.
it's a little better than just not offensive. It's okay. It needs a little bit more age, but it's fine.
For a 2-year bourbon, it's pretty good, actually. I mean, I'm kind of shocked by that. I expect it to be much worse.
By the end of the
2 years.
week, you're going to own a bottle.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, this has been a fistful of bourbon on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Thanks for watching. Cheers.